See, y'all, this is why it pays to stay on top of your stuff. If you making beats, hold on, shoulder hurt for a sec. If you making beats, producing whatever, this is why it pays to keep all your stuff up to date. Separate your effects, your packs, separate everything. You save everything. You color stuff. You copy and paste. You draw things out. You see how my computer started lagging with some of the effects that I'm using. I don't even have that many effects in this beat that I'm making, and you see what happens where you're using VST plugins, with simps, with other simps and things of that nature. You can get this stuff, but you gotta know how to equalize stuff, put cutoff frequencies on it, change, know how to change pitches, gates, side chain. A lot of y'all may not understand and know what I'm talking about. And me, I barely use my metronome counter because with the style of music I do, I want my stuff to be off beat. I don't want everybody to be able to sing or rap or dance off my music. There's no wrong way to make music, create a beat or sound or a joyful noise. So I just want y'all to know that. That's a little tip from the shot one might be, I'm still playing catch up, I'm still learning, but I'm still creating and producing. So I have to do what I have to do to stay relevant and keep my sound because I don't want to sound like nobody else. I'm the originator of Punish Pain music. It started with me. I'm like DJ Screw. Screwed up music started with him. It died with him, really. I do Punish Pain music. It started with me. It's going to die with me. Because a lot of people ain't going to understand my concept. They don't have my pain. They don't have my anger. They don't have my happiness. They don't have my joy. They don't have my reflection. They don't have my sound. They don't understand my feel or my look. But it's all part of Punish Pain Music, B Solo Productions, Bipolar General, Big Dick Productions. Um, you know, there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know about me. And like I said, my wife don't get mad with me all the time for me saying or telling stuff on Facebook. I'm a brand. A closed mouth don't get fed. So before I wasn't really letting y'all hear me or see me doing stuff. And then lately, since I've been quarantining or whatever, or what have you, not whatever, I've been like doing the right thing. I've been letting y'all in a little more when I'm not sleeping, because I'm on antibiotics, and you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm still, when I'm not feeling bad or constantly having these killer headaches, I'm allowing y'all to see and hear what I'm doing. The sound that I'm creating. I can't say trying to create it because I'm the originator, so I created it. So I'm not trying. It's my sound. I'm just still steady working on my art, craft, and technique because I've been out the game so long. Because I initially started out on analog stuff where you had to do everything by hand. Piece tapes together and piece reels together and all this stuff. Where I was working at several different radio stations, but I was always an intern. But I learned the game, and then with me going through a bunch of stuff with girlfriends, a wife, a bad wife at the time, or what have you, I kept losing a bunch of stuff because of the decisions I was making. I was losing all my equipment. So here we are 30 years later, I'm back at it. So the game has changed. I have analog and digital stuff. I pretty much, what I have all just was in my studio right now. I can make several $1 million. because I have so much stuff to do: compressions, equalizations, effects. Uh, I have a 100% fully and functional operating studio. So that's just a little bit about me, you know what I'm saying? The shot one might be, most of y'all know me as Michael Button Sr., who lost everything. But I never gave myself to the world till I would lose my soul. Well, and with me being a preacher's kid, you know, they always say we always had to prove ourselves in so many ways and do so much stuff to prove that we wasn't like our parents. And I'm going to continuously say this until the day that I die. And I want y'all to hear me clearly. God gives certain people gifts. My gift, I can sing. I play a lot. I can dance. I can draw. I paint. I can do tattoos. I make beats. I rap. I cook. I detail cars, cut grass, and a lot of other things. And not one time did I let anything that I'm doing for my family brand and my legacy am I allowing to take me somewhere and put me so big headed where I couldn't understand where I come from. I come from the streets of Wilmington, North Carolina, the port city. One of Port City's legends is MC Shyrock Sharon Jackson from Funky 4+1. She's part of my heart because she's from my city, so which means she's part of my life. I told her that the style of music that I'm doing, she was the first person to really use the echo chamber. And like I said, without the echo chamber, you will not have an auto tune. When you're doing music, get your history. For y'all people that's doing, other people that's doing music, I started out doing classical music when I was 8, maybe 9 years old at an alternative school. I was always getting kicked out of school for fighting because I wasn't talking people. Children love to bother me, so I took my anger out with my dad not being there to be able to kick my behind for me doing wrong. I started taking my anger out on people's children because they would always bother me because I was the quiet kid and the lying kid. When I would tell people the truth, they would always call me a liar. So I let the people get away with a lot of stuff throughout the course of my life. I always took the blame for something, whether I did something or not. I always stood up 100% and took the blame, whether it was my fault or not. So that was total honesty about myself. But when it comes right down to it, God don't give everybody the power to understand the gifts that He's given to them. A lot of people not going to take the initiative to continue to fight towards getting towards their dream or their goals. Some people stay stuck in the things that they was doing in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and 2000s, and here we are in 2022, and people are still doing the same things in their 50s now. I don't want to be around people that I hung around with when I was in my teens and 20s because I was doing stupid and dumb mess. I wasn't learning anything. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I didn't have a care in the world. But at the same time, I had kids that I was taking care of. I wasn't forced to take care of my seeds. By law and by nature of Maggie Little and Ozaline Freeman and Reuben Taylor and Leroy Bunton, Michael learned this at a young age because I was taking care of my sister Nikita Bunton at the age of 6 years old. Everywhere I went, I took her with me and would take the ass whippings for that because I was my sister's keeper and my sister's protector. Because I've seen a lot of things and had to do a lot of things to keep her safe. But anyway, like I was saying, a lot of people don't see the gifts that God gives to them, and they want to continuously knock people like me who's making I'm not going to say a comeback because I never went anywhere. I just got off course and off path for, I'd say, 20, 20, 20 some years. Because over the last 10 years, I never had to sell my equipment. I never had to sell my computers. I never had to pawn my stuff. I never had to fake the funk. I never had to fake jacks. I was always able to be who I am. I didn't have to do stupid mess to try to fit in with people. So now I'm back to the music. It's amazing because my youngest daughter, Selena, everybody knows Selena Bear. She does music. She sings beautifully. I love it. I hear it all day and all night long. This is my youngest daughter, 19 years old. She raps. I love it. She can out rap any female artist out here. And she don't even use foul language. Love that. I told her, with her being 19 right now, and that's crazy because while as I'm recording this, I'm looking at my mixer board and it's recording on track 19 right now. That's crazy. And I would have never thought about that if I wouldn't have really looked. But I told her she could say whatever she wants to because she's grown now. We can't tell her what to say. And she respects her mom and her pops enough that she keep everything G. She keep it 100. And I love that about my youngest daughter. I love all my children eternally. Through anything that I've ever been through, I will probably do everything that I went through negatively to try to be the man and the dad that I needed to be for my seeds. But, you know, at times a man get tired of arguing with a woman just like a woman get tired of arguing with a man. And at the end of the day, is who has the strongest will to try to keep the family together and do right. It just so happened in my case it was always me. I never stepped outside of the relationship. Even after I found out they cheated on me, I still stayed true and gave them shot after shot after shot. But the more I kept giving them shots, they kept repeating themselves. So even the dummy has to wake up and smell the coffee that's brewing in the kitchen and say, hey, this is not for me. So which leads me back to this. I use all the tools that I need to use to get my music out, to get my brand out. That's why I have to help my wife understand what it means to be in the limelight. A person can't just want fame and fortune and be trying to sell a myth. Me, everything I talk about, I've lived it, done it, or seen it, or was around it. So I want people to know the real me. They don't have to look at me for where I used to be and what I used to have to do. I want them to understand that in my life at this stage, I'll be 52 years old next month, February the 6th, born 1970. I will be 52 years old. What do I look like constantly working for someone that's not working with me? And giving every little dime that I make away to someone who never meant me any good in life. Who does that? Work all their life until they death and has nothing to show for it. No ownership, no business, no money saved up for retirement, no 401k plan. They don't have no life insurance, no health benefits. They have nothing. When I was in my teens and 20s and 30s, I went through my life like that, and some of my 40s. But over the last 7 years, going on 8 years, this year makes 8 years, I've been grinding. I've been busting my butt. And with me, at times I was working 2 jobs. 2, not 1, 2 jobs. And still wasn't getting nothing accomplished with 2 jobs. 2 full-time jobs. At that, I was getting nothing accomplished. All my money was just going out the window. Because I was trying to take care of so many people that it was retarded on my part. That was my fault. Because I was thinking the old Michael, the old Shy One might be, the old Swatch JC, the old bipolar gentleman. I wasn't really seeing what was really in front of me and what God brought me from and where he brought me back to. Everyone knows I was raised in Virginia, but I lived in 49 out of 50 states. I've been and done things in other countries. Hey, I got around. But at the end of the day, the things that kept me down also were the things that was bringing me back up. That's how Punish Pain Music was formed. Because if a man go through so much pain to try to have one day of pleasure, and your pain is a lifetime, why you can't take your pain and your one day of pleasure, bring them together, and the music will measure? Remember, if you understand music scales, everything is done in bars, beats, and measures and time. Plain and simple. So what I'm doing, I'm helping y'all understand me. This is for the people who thought I was a liar. This is for the people who didn't think I really understood music. This is for the people who didn't stand by me. This is the people that lied on me, deceived me, stabbed me in my back, kept me down, broke, beaten, in jail, whipped like a slave in chains. All of this is for y'all. Why? I have nothing else to lose but everything to gain by me leaving a good reputation and a strong legacy. I don't want my children coming to me, Dad, I got juice. No. Then you think that juice that you got was mine? I started it. That's why I love my daughter Selena so much, because she pushes me. Outside of any of my other children, she pushes me. The baby girl. Which is weird, because when I'm cooking, she's always in the kitchen. She's the only person that knows all my recipes. My wife don't even know my recipes like that. But my daughter's always there. When I'm in here making beats, my daughter in here tweaking stuff and this and that. Sometimes she do it on her own, or she'll come in, hey, yo, Pop, slow that beat down. She like, sort of like chopped and screwed beats, which is good. I get it, because she stays off to herself. She has no boyfriend, none of that. My daughter is focused on getting her career like seriously going, and she's pushing her old man, her pops. She has time to focus on me, little old me. I feel so sweet and special that I have good children, good product. It's up to me, who was always the one that was wrong when I was trying to have a relationship and strong will with my children and trying to teach them things. The mothers them did not want me teaching them real life. None of these mothers ever took a look at how they took and turned a good man bad and put me through all kind of hell where all they had to do was just let me be a father to my styles. But that's neither here nor there now, because the past does not define me, only what I do in the present. I have a great reputation and a long legacy. I'm good. I know God has showed me the right way to go. I'm going to continue to do the right things. I'm going to continue building in my studio. I'm going to continue to create this sound. Y'all don't see when people sending me stuff. Sometimes I show stuff, sometimes I don't. But it's like my sound is like a overseas sound, like a Euro sound. But I bring all genres of music together. I can make. I'm the right now. I'm the only person who know how to make all these crazy sounds and clashes, and where it sounds like at times the music is all over the place. I know how to bring it to where it's supposed to be. A lot of times I leave stuff like unside chain. I leave effects turned on. I may turn some off where I could get the headroom because I always go back in my songs and in my beats. I ain't never master my stuff because there's always more room for improvement. And with me playing catch up to the DVS system, I'm pushing myself more and more and more now, each and every day now, because I still have a bunch of other stuff that's on DVS that I need to hook up in my studio. Some of it is semi hooked up, but then with the way I was working, and then I constantly getting upper respiratory infections, and then end up getting coronavirus. It just put me like, And then I thought about it. I'm like, catching the virus, that's part of your pain. But it's also been one day of my pleasure. Because the day of pleasure I got out of it, I've been getting rest, a bunch of rest. I'm having sometimes major headaches, waking me up out of my sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm staying up to 6, 7, and finally the headache, once the pressure start releasing, I don't have no choice but to lay down, and then next thing you know, I'm waking back up 11, 12 in the afternoon. But I see it this way: God knew what He was doing. I can't get mad. I'm living. I'm having like backaches, crazy body aches. My taste buds like in and out of whack and things of this nature. And at times seeing like double vision, but I'm still here. I reached out to certain family members, and the it's different family members of mine that of different ethnicities. Because a lot of people don't realize my family is very diverse with our nationalities, and I reached out to 5 different family members, and they also had the coronavirus. I'm not going to say their names or nothing, but I asked them how they was dealing with it, and they were seeing like what I was doing and the conversation like helped me a lot through what I'm going through or what I had to go through with getting the coronavirus and having to stay away from people and this and that, and they really helped me, and I'm thankful to all 5 of y'all who helped me through that. There are different ethnicities, because it made me realize if all 5 of y'all do different things, taking different herbs, eating different foods, and this and that, and y'all are doing okay and well, and y'all able to maintain like moderately what's going on with you. And if I take and do everything that y'all are doing, maybe I will be okay. And guess what? By God's grace, I was okay. I'm still fighting, you know what I'm saying, the tiredness, because it's like this is the most sleep I've had in like 40 years, it feels like. And it's the up and down days, or the different times, because a lot of y'all don't know I have 2 sleep disorders. One is the night owl syndrome, and the other one is the early bird syndrome. So my body is like all over the place because that's the way my life has been my whole life. I've constantly been pinballing and ping ponging and tennis racketing and tennis balling back and forth all over the place, and my body never knew when to rest. So I'm using all of this as, like I said, to make my sound, my brand. A lot of y'all don't get it now, but when people overseas are steady commenting on my stuff and telling me, yo, we like that, and keep up the good work and this and that, I know I got something. Because it's not fake views and it's not fake where people repost my stuff, and it's not fake. That's a good thing. You got to know the real from the fake and the fake from the real. So I'm back to doing Punish Pain music. So I just gave y'all a little bit about me. You know what I'm saying? I do have some merch coming out. Like I said, the bipolar stuff. That's that's for me and my squad. Then I'm gonna be working on the flatback wearing clothing line again. I got the Ride or Die Shop one clothing line coming out that I'm about to get back to working on. That's for my brother Camille. I got David Michaels / Heaven's Catering Service. That's in my deceased brother Tyrone and my mother's catering service was Heaven's. I'm trying to really focus on relaunching that this year, which I'm gonna really relaunch that this year. Cause where there's a will, there's a way, and I'm ill. I'm like Run from Run DMC and JMJ. I'm ill now. It's like I'm back in my 80s mode, and when I was in the 80s, I was getting it, but I wasn't having to really kill myself. So I'm ill. I got some stuff. I'm trying to get some feminine products together in honor of my sister Michelle, who died 2 years ago. So I'm about to have some feminine products and pocketbooks and purses and little wallets, bags and oils, soaps, perfume, not parfum, that old to the toilet mess. Let me see. Oh yeah, and in honor of Retta, I'm trying to get the Retta merch going on. Two also this year was Retta died 2 years ago. Him and Michelle, I lost 3 family members like a day apart. Right at Christmas time too. And they was, my family, my blood. So I'm trying to get the Retta line straight. Then I'm looking at doing the charity line. That's for my Indian squabbles, my Indian peoples. They're like, yo, I really putting a bunch of stuff together, but you know, it's only 24 hours in a day, and it's like right now, since I've been down for the last 9 days, it's like it's 24 hours in a day, and I'm gonna have to go 32 to 48 in a day. Once I get back, you know what I'm saying, up and running. But it's a good thing because I got Punish Pain music. I hope y'all understand the story, and I hope y'all stay tuned because it's really going down this year. My reputation and my legacy is everything. Most people who dealt with me in the past, they gonna always have something negative to say about my reputation and my legacy. But the people who know me in the present gonna be like, his reputation and legacy from the past has nothing to do with his reputation and his legacy in the present. So with that being said, let me get back to this beat. key. Oh, there we go, right there. Billy, what the hell? Billy, put the record stuck in. Yeah, I accept that. Let me see where you at. Hold on, let me go right here. So you ooh, the switch up already on it. Nope. that's enough for me letting y'all hear what I'm working on. But finished product will be ready hopefully before the week is out. Depending on if I'm sleeping or woke. Alright, peace, y'all. All praises to the Heavenly Father. I end this session with a note and a prayer. To God be the glory, who is divine. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ, for saving me and mine. Although I'm on a spiritual journey, without a doubt, I still give all love and praises to the Father, no doubt. In moderation and in time, God always save all the children. That's part of the divine. God's mercy and God's plan. I walk across this land holding His hand. I change the things that I did before. I accept all the things now that's positive when I walk through the door. Thank you, Lord, for blessing me. Continue to watch over me and my seeds. And this is a prayer from the shy one might be. Thank you, Lord.